The internet has genuinely become impossible to keep up with. I opened my phone this morning, thinking I'd check a couple notifications, maybe watch a few videos, and then get on with my day. 3 hours later, I'm somehow watching footage of chaos in New York City, hearing about North Korea implementing another bizarre policy, reading arguments about Rec Room shutting down, and then watching people debate whether AI is secretly replacing half the internet. How did this happen in 2026 in the same timeline as a sweet Jesus? Okay, so let's start with the Rec Room shutdown. I swear, okay, most online games go through the same cycle, like Club Penguin and Halo 2. The servers always get shut down. Well, they have been shut down for a while. The game gets popular, people love it, everything is awesome. And somebody at headquarters wakes up and says, it's time. I know why this happens, mainly because, well, one, budgeting was off. Two, um, you know, they implemented AI, and they didn't have enough money, didn't have enough money to keep themselves living off the game, right? And two, the popularity got down. I know the game was worth like 3.5 billion at some point, or 3.4 billion mainly, but like, it's something had to happen. So, every game community eventually turns into a battlefield. You get one group saying the game is dead, another group saying the game is absolutely thriving, which no one uses anymore, right? A third group saying the game died 3 years ago. And somehow in the middle there's this guy playing dodgeball and Rec Room dodgeball. Just hanging in all the time. Having a great time. I saw people talking about Rec Room like it was the fall of the Ottoman Empire. Or the Roman Empire to be exact. Or even the fall of the Great British Empire. Because everyone lived off Rec Room for a long time. But people are going to act like historians are writing about this. And I'm not trying to offend anyone. But it can't be that deep. I know I grew up off of Rec Room too. But it's not that deep. The year 2026, the kingdom has fallen. The customs are no more. Calm down. At the same time, I kind of get it. As I said again, games aren't really games anymore. They're communities. People spend years in them. Make friends, build stuff, create memories. So when major change happens, like AI being implemented into the game, people react like somebody remodeled their hometown overnight, which is, it's understandable. Still though, some of the reactions I've seen are absolutely legendary. People write 10-page essays over the game. For example, I used to have this friend on there. I know them in real life, by the way. They used to write essays about like the game and what happened recently. It's so funny. I miss bro, but like, but I've seen less effort put into actual homework. It's funny, bro. Then I end up seeing videos from New York. So moving to a different topic, leaving Rec Room behind for a second. New York. Let me tell y'all something. The internet has convinced me that New York is basically a live-action random event generator. Every video starts normal. If someone's walking down the street, everything was fine. Then somebody with a Batman costume is causing an absolute riot. Arguing with a freaking pigeon, and someone else is filming a dirt bike doing tricks in the middle of traffic. The clips look fake. I've seen this video of one dude stealing because some football game was won on their side. Some dude stole an NYPD body camera, and the thing was on, and they were just going like just goofing around while it was on. I have a feeling they're arrested now, if I'm gonna be honest. But everything looks fake now on the internet. Then you read the comments. Average Tuesday. What do you mean average Tuesday? What do you... If half this stuff happened in my neighborhood, it would become a local. It would become local history, not an average Tuesday. People would talk about it for 10 years, and it might have had to happen for 10 years in order for it to be, history, and like, an average Tuesday. So, in New York, it doesn't even make the afternoon. The thing that's crazy is every city has weird moments, like Philadelphia after they lost the Super Bowl. But New York somehow has cameras pointed at every weird moment simultaneously. The city has become its own reality show. You could live stream one random street corner for 24 hours and probably collect enough footage for an entire season of television. That's how crazy it is. Then, while it's all happening, I start hearing about North Korea. The place that you can't leave. It's like the back rooms, except you can kind of leave the back rooms if there's a portal nearby. Every time North Korea makes international news, I already know I'm about to read something that completely sounds messed up and made up too. It's like someone writes a headline using random event wheel. You spin it. Government, policy, military, technology. Boom, there's your headline. And every single time I have the same reaction. I read it once, read it again, sitting there thinking, there's no way in tarnation. They decided, to implement this one thing after years of the government being a thing. Kim, what on earth? And then it turns out it's real. What's even crazier is how quickly the internet reacts. The announcement was posted. 5 minutes later, there are memes. For example, there was this concert in North Korea absolutely glazing Kim, and her daughter, and I'm gonna get absolutely cooked for that. His daughter, not her daughter. That's not a woman. I know most people think it is. That is a man. His daughter. And honestly, some person memed it as if bro got one note wrong, cooked. So, 10 minutes later, there are edits. 20 minutes later, somebody has made a conspiracy theory involving aliens, secret tunnels, and time travel. That's insane. The internet does not waste time whatsoever. We cook. Speaking of things I feel fake, can we talk about AI? Because I don't know what reality is anymore. We've had Suno AI making music. Was that Suno? Yeah, it was Suno. Wait. Yeah. And then we've had another AI making videos. Let me look actually. Because one of them apparently shut down. Yeah, so that was Suno. And then another app. Another apparent app that apparently got shut down was Sora. So, a few years ago, AI was making pictures where people had 7 fingers in one eyeball. Ever seen that one video of AI video that was really popular back in the day of Will Smith eating spaghetti? You could easily tell that was fake. Nowadays, I see videos that look completely real. Sora AI, and everyone believes it. 3 hours later, somebody comments, "That's AI." So nobody knows what's happening. Because sometimes, the audio and AI generated videos, it's just like, you can tell it's AI. I don't know how to explain it. I watched a video recently that spent the entire time, and I spent the entire time trying to determine if it was real. Because it was pretty impressive, but it looked too normal. That's where we're at now. Somebody looks at something normal, I get suspicious. Well, they get suspicious, but
The internet has broken my trust. Eventually, we're going to reach a point where someone records an actual event and everyone accuses them of using AI. That's what happened recently. I know that. I just don't remember the exact event. I'm cooked. Imagine witnessing a meteor land in your backyard. You upload the footage, someone immediately says, "Nice prompt engineering, goof nugget. What are we doing?" And this leads perfectly to another thing. Attention spans. It's not just ADHD. The internet is frying our brains, son. We are cooked. Absolutely cooked. People can't sit still anymore. I can't sit still anymore. That's not mainly because of my ADHD. I take medication for that. But I can't go seconds without my phone and without bouncing my leg. Nobody can anymore. A video will be 15 seconds long and people complain it's too long. How? How is that too long? You spend longer deciding what snack to eat. And I've seen videos where someone is simultaneously watching a podcast, playing a game, texting a friend, scrolling through comments. At that point, you're not consuming content. You are the content. You're conducting an experiment, and the algorithms know exactly what you're doing. Every platform wants your attention, every video, every notification, and your phone vibrations want your attention, bro. Okay. One notification is enough anymore. Nope. Now there's a notification telling you somebody liked to comment under a video you forgot existed 6 months ago. Thank you, app. That information completely changed my life. We don't need that! Then the craziest part is that despite all this nonsense, despite all the arguments, all the drama, all the weird news, all the ass off, all the chaos, we keep coming back every day, every single day. We say we're tired of the internet, and then we open the internet. Most people I know in my circle are the same way. They say, "Oh, I'm going on a break off the internet," and then a day later, or even an hour later, they go back on it. And the reasoning every time, I was born. Now I have the same problem. I just use it wisely. We say social media is exhausting, then we scroll for another hour. It's like being trapped inside the world's weirdest amusement park. Everything is broken. Nothing makes sense. It's like the backrooms, man. Somehow it's still entertaining. So that's where my heart's been lately. All that stuff. But either way, I'm afraid to refresh my feed tomorrow because I know something weird is waiting for me.